Hey there folks, Coach Jayci here with another home body sculpting and mobility video post. I hope you're doing well, and this is my opportunity to do some consumer advice. I've never really done this before, but I've been burnt with a lot of home workout equipment over the last 3 years or so. You know, you can imagine, you go back to the lockdown, and in that period of time, everybody was putting on a bit of weight because they're at home, they can't go to their local gym. And being a trainer, I had the equipment, but I had to go out and buy more because I was getting this influx of clients who wanted to be trained. So the news was that I decided to buy everything I could, and I got conned on about 80% of the things I purchased. A lot of them were not necessarily cons, but were a waste of money. So if you are tempted to go out and buy some of these things, I'm going to be one step ahead of you and just sort of tell you to avoid these things. Now, firstly, if you see anything advertised that's marketed at you, claims to be revolutionary, the industry is worried about this new invention, and for example, it was invented for the military and what, don't buy it. Right? It's probably a piece of crap from China, and yeah, you'll find it won't last very long at all. They claim to have these warranties for a lifetime, but you won't be able to get through to them. All right, so these were the ones that I fell for. Also, there are some positive things, so I'm going to go through some really good pieces of equipment that you can buy as well. But with your permission, I hope you don't mind, I'm going to go outside of the realm of just workout equipment. So if you are tempted to buy some other things that are heavily marketed, you know not to buy them. All right. So the first thing I fell for was the portable heater. And they're marketing these ones very heavily right now because, of course, energy prices have gone right through the roof. So this is an opportunity for you to save money without even having to rely on these large energy companies. So you may recognize this little piece of device here. Now, when you switch this thing on, it takes a long time to get going. It makes a lot of noise, and it will heat up about 2 feet square. And that's me being generous, you know. In the meantime, if you've got a smart meter, have a look at how it really shoots up the price of your electricity. So it's shifted the expenses from your gas to your electricity. Really is not worth it at all. In fact, you'll be at a loss with it. Right? When I saw it, it was like from the National Lampoons, you know, when you got that light, the fairy lights going off, and the meter was just spinning and spinning and spinning. That's what it did to me. I stopped it immediately. And I tried to get hold of customer services. There is no contact number on there whatsoever. Nothing. There's no absolute waste of money. I got done on it. So there you go. Also, during lockdown, there were these razor shapers for your hair that were, perfectly shape your hairline. And that was supposed to be a worry to the barbering industry. I purchased one of them. It's like this. This is not the device itself because it's Wow and Wow is a good brand. But I bought it. You get it with a golden handle. And if I can find the details again, I'll definitely post it in the description. Again, for $25. It took about 3 weeks to come. It lasted about 3 weeks, and it couldn't cut my hair anyway. The motor was really, really slow. I could get a better hairline if I were using like a nail file. And then once that cut out on me, tried to contact customer services again, it got done. All right. I know some of you might be really tempted to mock me right now. We live and we learn. But I'm here with the best of intentions to help anybody else who may be as much as a mug as I am. Now let's get to the personal training equipment. Okay, so right now this is the positives first. Okay, I'm very much into functional strength. So this is one of my favorites. It's the sandbag. Okay, it's just a bag that you move around with your body through different sort of movement patterns. You can see them here. It's for sale. I think right now you can buy it at Lidl's or Aldi or something like that for about $20, £20. Downside is that it might not last so long. But for that price, it's worth it really. You don't get the sand with it. You have to go out and buy some sand. But sand is cheap. Sand is very, very cheap. You just go down to your local sort of DIY store or your Wix or whatever and you buy some like a 20 kgs of sand for about £3. So definitely worth purchasing one of those. Suspension trainer. A big fan of the suspension trainer. You can work the whole of your body with that. I think you just got those two alone, job done. The good thing about the suspension trainer is that you can scale up and down, so you don't have to buy any extra equipment. And you know, you may be familiar with the TRX. TRX is a heavy duty piece of equipment which you would sort of nail to your wall. It's ideal for gyms, not necessarily ideal for a home, but this one you just anchor it to the top of your door and you can really challenge your body. You can develop gains, but you can also do cardio with it. Great piece of equipment, will last, very durable. There's me. Again, I don't get any sort of kickbacks from any of these things. I'm just giving you some tips. All right. Now, the things that I would not recommend, again, you would have been marketed by this company. It's the Easy Tone. I was pretty disappointed when I got it because it promotes this bar, and that's the bar. That's the appeal. Is the bar, and not the resistance bands that come with it. You get a lot of resistance bands with it. Loads of different types of tension on it. That's good, but if you take the bar out of the equation, for what you pay for it, it's about £160 for a pack. Really, you can get that for about $40 from somewhere like TK Maxx. I think it's TJ Maxx in America. So it's the bar that's the appeal. And when you get the bar, you think about what kind of exercises you can do with it that you would normally have in the gym. But it's not the strongest bar for starters. It's not really wide enough to use for bench pressing. You really get that close there. But also, in relation to the length of the resistance bands, you really won't get any tension throughout the whole of the range of motion. You only get it in the last sort of 10%. So let's say with bench pressing here, you get the tension about here, which is useless really. I know you can anchor it to the door and what have you, but again, you really want to be sort of laying down and pushing vertically with it, and to really get the real sort of effect, the amount of money you spend, because you obviously need to go get yourself a bench that's compatible with it, you might as well just get yourself a proper bench. So it's not really worth it. I'm not a big fan of the tubular resistance bands. I am a big fan of the looped ones, the rubber looped ones, but these ones with the canvas around it, I guess you can use them for different types of exercises. Any type of exercise really is usually good, but for developing gains, muscle mass, not very good. Not a fan of it at all. All right, now this is the one I need to get off my chest, and that is penalty box. All right, I think that's backwards anyway on there. Here it is, and the marketing is so good for this. Now, if you are a trainer, you probably wouldn't go for it, but I work with children, and the Gimmicks looks great. And when I received it, I realized that I'd been done, because you know, you can make something that'll do that easily yourself, or just use some masking tape on the floor, or get some chalk and create a box. I purchased it to help boxers as well with their footwork, and I did promote it quite heavily on my Instagram as well, but it broke in about 2 sessions. I stepped on it in an accident and it just cracked and broke. Absolutely waste of money. It's not really that great. But here's the part that really gets me, is that I looked at my bank account and realized that they were continually taking money out of my bank account on a monthly basis. I didn't sign up to any subscriptions. I definitely did not complete any direct debit order forms. So how are they accessing the money in my bank account? And then when I tried to contact them, you look at the website and it says contact us, but that link will not get you to anything. There's an email address, but they will not respond to that email address at all. So to be honest with you, as somebody who's a bit of an influencer, I would advise you, please avoid buying that, and please share the information about what I suggest you should stay away from. Now, if there are any recommendations, then by all means hit me up. If there's anything that you think that people should avoid, again, put the messages in the description. But we will work together, as always, to make sure that we feel great, look good, and enjoy moving. I'll see you then.